Today, we're going to see if we can get this 1998 KX250 running right. It's not mine. It belongs to Adam. He's been really gracious in agreeing to be the first victim, participant, lucky viewer, yeah, to help us out with these new special location videos. So what's the story on this bike?
So I bought this bike probably about 6-8 years ago, and it was a basket case. It just came in a bunch of milk crates.
Yep.
Frame was just basically a roller. It did come with a new crank. I sent off the cylinder to be replated, I think at Millennium, put a new top end, bottom end obviously, all new gaskets, bearings, pretty much everything. And this was like early on in my power sports experience, so I'm not 100% sure I got everything 100% right. So we'll find out. But it runs good. Let me say, it runs, but it basically on idle, with the throttle all the way closed, it just wants to run away. And so the idle just starts taking off. If you hit the kill switch, it's dieseling, so it'll just continue to go without, you have to crack the throttle wide open and then hit the kill switch to actually get it to shut off.
So it's like your old Dodge van with low compression. You turn the key off, but it wants to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Only this thing's not a low idle. It takes off.
Okay.
It's got a tack on there, so you can kind of see it's screaming when it takes off.
Well, we'll try to start it up. I just met Adam a couple days ago. Out of fairness to you guys, I have not tried to work on the motorcycle. Haven't even heard it run yet.
Nope. The gas is probably a year and a half old, so I think maybe we should start by draining that off. I got some fresh gas.
Yeah. Nice looking machine. Monster Energy, Chevy Trucks livery.
I like the green frame.
I was gonna do like a full restoration, but I wanted to get it running first and drive it around, decide how much I love it before I completely sank way more than it's worth into it.
So you rebuilt this how many years ago?
I rebuilt this back in 2018, so that'd be, 6 years ago.
6 years ago, and it's never ran
right. It always, like I said, it'll start up, it idles right for about a second, and then all of a sudden it takes off. So I'm not a great carburetor guy. Most of my stuff is fuel injection, so I did go through the carburetor thinking it was a lean condition. What I'm afraid of is it might be an air leak somewhere that's causing it to run, again, a lean condition.
What I'm afraid of is this has already been looked at by what appears to be a competent mechanic.
Halfway competent. I'm not a dirt bike guy, but yeah, I do know my way around motors.
So I hope it's something simple. We'll see. How's the hat today?
It's hatting.
Think they'll be able to tell the two of us apart? He's got sunglasses on. So.
Oh yeah.
I think so. You're wearing your uniform.
That's right. So the gas doesn't look brown. That's good.
I'm trying to remember what oil I had in this. I think it was either Lucas or Am's oil.
The tools we'll be taking advantage of are just my basic tool set and some specialty items I brought. Hope we don't need them, but I brought a strap wrench and a flywheel puller and donuts. Most important supply.
Oh yeah.
Camera girl, that was a dozen when we started.
I had to give half to your family for babysitting.
All right, we got some gas mixed up. About the 91 octane for you, Adam.
Oh, nice.
Stepping right up. So this is a 120 by 60 shop. Where we work at home, it's 15 by 11. So, not gonna say I feel inadequate around here, but it's a big difference. I have 4 motorcycles in my shop at home. And by my math, you need to have at least 175 in here.
I'm working on it.
To keep up with the bike per square foot ratio. So you want to pop it off the stand and see what it does?
Sure.
I'll let you do the honors.
All right.
Haven't turned the gas on yet.
Oh, gas is on. I see this. You're gonna make me do all the work. That's pretty smart.
You think it'll run?
Yeah.
At all? Okay.
I need to get my boots on for this. Hold on. Let me grab that stand. That way I don't have to hold the bike and do it. There you go. Now I can be a little bit lazier.
It was a stand's fault.
Yeah, stand's fault. Hold on.
kick the bike kicks back.
You over here.
Keep it on the starter show. We're gonna have to clean that carburetor out of the gate, I think.
You think so? What about shooting a little cheater fluid into the air intake?
This is not a carburetor channel.
Oh, okay, all right. She'll go.
Oh, we should put, is there a choke? Yeah.
The choke doesn't want to stay up though. I'll hold the choke. It's a two-man job.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Whoop. She's liking choke.
Give it a little gas.
Well, if we keep the plug in there, it idles all right.
I was thinking this wasn't running so bad.
Yeah. I thought, I was like, it's kind of quiet.
I thought about that this
To
morning.
be honest, I did the exact same thing when I loaded my DRZ 400 up. I was like, it doesn't sound like it's turning over right.
Dealing with some real pros here. Okay, so once we uncorked it, you're right, the revs just
Take off.
to the moon.
Yep.
Okay, and I can hear that the slide is going down to the stop where it should be, so I don't think we have a situation of too tight.
It
throttle
could
cable.
be, I thought I backed it out pretty much to where I could feel it stop impacting and then brought it in, so the slide would be as closed as, or as low idle as possible. But
Okay, first thing I notice is that the exhaust doesn't smell entirely like two-stroke exhaust.
yeah.
Smell that? To me it smells like it's burning
Yeah.
oil. If it's burning transmission oil, that's bad news because it means the seal behind the cover here where the crankshaft penetrates into the transmission has failed, and Kawasaki engineers were really unhelpful because they designed this machine so to replace that seal you need to completely disassemble the engine. Not sure that's the problem yet. Maybe my nose is deceiving me. I think I'm gonna, is it alright if I try to start it up and
Absolutely.
see what it does again?
Have at it. As long as I don't have to kick this time.
I think I got my boots on. That was at idle.
Woo!
Yeah. I told you, it's bad.
For it to run
It got
that high with zero throttle opening, it has to be
air leak.
pulling air from somewhere. Yeah. Usually, the engine is supposed to only pull air right here through the carburetor into the motor. But if the seals on this side of the engine or the other side of the engine fail, it can pull either air from this side or transmission oil from the other side. Usually, if it's pulling transmission oil, it doesn't present as a lean condition, it presents as a really rich condition because it's pulling that oil in.
So it would idle better. I could eventually get it to come down with, I think it was using choke, obviously, just to kind of richen it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to, once I got it in gear, I drove it around for 5 minutes and it started to want to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's where I was kind of in between, maybe it's carburetor issue, because I was really hoping it wasn't crank seal issue. But
It's leaking.
Smells like oily gas. Oh.
What am I looking at?
Looks like it's dripping right underneath this cover. Remember I just mentioned there's a seal under there?
Is that the crank seal?
that crank seal that if it fails, presents as a lean condition, which can make the idle run away.
Ooh.
Things aren't looking good. I think we should take this off.
Yep.
There should not be oil behind this cover.
Oh.
So let's see about this.
Hey Jake, you want impact?
What?
Impact?
Don't know if I can work this thing. Whoa!
I'll remember this.
Christmas time.
Thank you, sir. You think it's gonna be oily under here?
Ah, sorry, Adam.
That
Yeah.
doesn't look good.
Thingy doesn't lie.
Why does it look more like oil than an oil gas mixture? And it doesn't smell very gassy. It smells more like gear lube.
I think the question is neither here nor there, and more importantly, I don't know. But the fact that there's any oil in here at all
Yeah.
means that the seal behind this flywheel is gone.
Is there any access from behind here into the transmission? Could that be where the transmission leak's been? Because this has been leaking gear lube for a while.
As long as the gasket between the two cases is in good shape, no. My money is on the crank seal being bad. There shouldn't be any transmission oil in here.
Yeah.
The only thing behind this seal should be air fuel mixture. I brought the flywheel puller.
Yep.
Let's pull this off and see what's behind it. I'm wondering what the story here is. Brand new rebuild.
Yeah.
Do you think the seal was faulty?
I was a rookie when I started this project.
Yeah.
And so there's one of three things. I don't remember the quality of the product because I didn't know much difference between the Chinesiums and the nice American made stuff. And so I'm wondering if I got just a cheap gasket set. Two, it could have been that I did have some issues when I was putting the case halves together with bushing, I think, for the drive. And so I had to do it 3 or 4 times till I got it right. And so I'm wondering if I didn't damage it going together and apart. Or 3, what I'm really hoping I don't look like a total amateur is it's just missing altogether.
If it's missing altogether, I'll buy you a new one. Consolation prize.
I don't think it's missing. You didn't forget that.
I'm really sorry to mention this, but I need to ask. Do you know why the 2 screws are missing right there?
I have no idea.
Ooh.
What do you think that's for?
It's what holds the case halves together.
Oh! I told you I was a little bit new when I did this.
It's a learning experience. This was your education.
Yeah. You know what? I always have extra parts after every project, and now I'm starting to figure out where some of them went.
I feel like Jake has extra parts sometimes too.
It's just because we're better than the manufacturers at putting them together.
That's right, more efficient.
That's probably why my transmission was leaking too, because you weren't squeezed in there tight.
If it's not squeezed together,
Yeah.
transmission oil can get into the crankcase.
Yeah.
Now let's have a look at that seal.
It's there! Wait a minute. What is going on?
It looks like the seal is pressed in where it should be, but
Wonder if the crank was wrong that I got.
but the inner half of it is gone. See, I think this seal should have an inside diameter the same as this crank.
Yeah.
The way I see it, you either put the wrong seal in here,
Yeah.
or this seal grenaded itself for some reason,
Yeah.
and this inner part is gone, which I don't really think happened because we would see evidence of it here, or you got the wrong crank. Easy way to tell if you got the wrong crank is we can pull up a picture of what this seal looks like and see if the inner hole is the size of this crank or almost the same size as the outer diameter.
I did get the crank with the bike when I bought it. I never ordered the crank, so it could be very well that I got the wrong crank.
But there's your problem.
Well, that's good.
All right, I found out what the seal is supposed to look like. Much smaller inner diameter than what's installed.
Maybe something like that.
You turkey!
Again, I had lots of extra parts. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
This maybe was the seal for the other side, so.
Well, I mentioned it smelled like it was burning transmission oil, so
Yep.
you might be 2 for 2, have the wrong seal on both sides of the
sure.
crankshaft. You up to tearing apart a motor?
Absolutely.
Do you understand the theory? Instead of pulling air through the carburetor, it pulls air past the crankshaft here.
Yeah.
Unmetered. It's really amazing it runs at all. And you rode it like this.
Uh-huh.
That's scary to me.
Yeah. It didn't feel quite right.
So let's take this apart. We'll get the bodywork off. Get back to you guys when we're ready to pull the engine. We can't film everything today. We've got one day.
Let's make it happen.
We've got enough components removed that we can take out the engine now. Went really quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
With 2 people working on it, things move a lot faster. Don't know if it's going to be a lot faster in a productive or a destructive, catastrophic way, but we'll see. Okay, yeah.
Hold on, I gotta pull mine out. Lift that motor up this one here. There we go. There we go.
See how elegant I can make this look.
Slider.
Don't want to pinch you.
Yep.
There, I
think you're clear.
almost
About tip that guy down. There we go. Got it?
Well, kind of, but my arms
Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
wrapped around. Thank you, sir.
I got you.
So over to the operating table now. We've drained the transmission fluid. I think the first thing to come off is this right side cover. I believe we have all the fasteners loosened up on this side cover. See if it comes off.
I really liked silicone back when I put this together.
Well, it didn't leak from down here.
Yeah, it might have, and actually maybe I resealed half of it.
Thanks. There it was. We'll crack open this oyster. And I'm trying my best not to give in to the temptation of putting a screwdriver in here to pry these apart. Don't think I'll have to though. It's cooperating.
Bingo.
Fine and dandy, as far as I can see. Now we need to remove just about everything underneath here, starting with the clutch. Well, we got everything off this side of the engine that we need to. Next step is to pull off the cylinder. It all looked good except for one missing washer behind the impeller, which caused it to rub there a little bit. But I still give you an A for that. Not bad at all.
Not bad for a first timer.
Not bad for a first timer. So take off the cylinder now. See what that piston looks like. You said it was brand new?
Yep. Brand new Weisico.
I think we're doing really good. How are you guys feeling about our prospects?
Fantastic.
See what this cylinder and piston looks like. Got all the nuts off of the studs. Got it?
Got it. Ooh, something looks like it kind of went through.
A little bit of wear here. I don't have a fingernail. How's it feel? A little rough?
A little rough. Not terrible.
We can run it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can tell it wasn't run much.
No.
Still bright and shiny on the top. And your cylinder,
That looks okay, actually.
serviceable, but we won't look too closely either, huh?
No.
Still see some hone marks in there, but there is some wear just corresponding to this exhaust port side of the piston down here.
Probably from that high RPM with a cold engine.
Yeah. So next step is to remove the bolts from this side and pull this thing apart. All right, found a specialty tool for this.
Mind the nail.
I'll mind the nail. Adam's originally from Minnesota.
Yep. Northern Minnesota.
Looking good.
I'm trying to pry this
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, you're doing great.
There we go.
Before we go any further, let's twist it over like this so it doesn't spill the beans and gears on us. I think we're close to half done.
That's promising.
Oh, but we need to,
We're going to have to pull the crank out.
we do need to pull the crank out because the seal that we need to replace is on this side. I should mention and give you credit, you put the right seal over here
Oh, yeah.
on the transmission side. So I don't think it was pulling oil into the engine. My nose might have just been deceiving me. So tap out the crankshaft now.
We're not hung up on the seal on this side.
Not hung up on the seal. Well, it turned out this crank was pretty cranky as far as coming out of the engine block. Took a lot more whacking than I expected.
If anybody's looking for a new bike, like new, give me a call.
Bingo! Wow. So now we need to
pull that bearing out, don't we?
Need to take that bearing out.
Oh man. How the heck are you gonna get that out?
So I have some dry ice that I'll put on this bearing to cool it down and contract it. And I may also heat up the outside of the case so removal of the bearing will be as gentle as possible.
Kind of complaining.
It is complaining.
These are all good noises.
Those are all. That's right. This has been on here for 5 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
The whole thing is cold. To increase our chances, I'll just torch this outer diameter a little bit, then flip it over and try to pound it out. Fire and ice. If you hear a loud crack, that's just the aluminum.
Yeah. This out.
Say your prayers.
Ha-ha!
Very
Not
nice.
bad, not bad. You okay reusing that bearing?
Let's find out.
We froze that thing.
I don't feel any hard spots. I'm totally fine using this again. Oh my gosh, that's cold.
So let that warm up. Here's the seal that came out with the bearing.
How I didn't realize that was the wrong one is beyond me. Looking at the crankshaft now, knowing what I know, it's a pretty obvious mistake.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, but at least I had a seal in there. I feel a little better about that.
That's right, you didn't omit a part, it was just the wrong part. Hopefully that one you had pulled out earlier is the right one.
Yep.
And the whole reason we needed to go to all this trouble just to replace the seal is because Kawasaki decided to cast these little ledges on the outside of this case. So the seal has to be installed and removed from this side. We started the project at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's about 3 o'clock now. And it's time to make the actual repair. Pushing the seal into the case. I really want to use my fingers for this because they have zero chance of damaging the part. And I need to mention, I misspoke earlier. Adam did not forget the washer that goes underneath the water pump impeller. He just put it on the top rather than the underneath, which is a more intuitive place for it anyway.
Completely forgiven.
I think that's it.
Nice.
Now we can put the bearing back in here. This is the proper way to install a bearing. We're pounding it in by the outside rim so there's no force exerted on the balls or races. Couldn't do it this way earlier.
Because it was installed in the case.
One more?
That's it.
There we go. Pitch change.
So the bearing went in without a hitch. Crankshaft has been on ice for a few minutes. We'll see if we can be successful with this. We'll try to put this in the case, which is waiting on the other table. And this had been sitting out in the sun to warm up while the crank was getting cold.
It actually slid almost halfway. Look at that.
I want to tap as little as possible. Just give her, you know, it is what it is. That's it. Look how close it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Dry ice.
Dry ice, fellers. So I'd say that was the second hardest part. The third hardest part, and probably the last thing we'll film until the thing's put back together because of the day being almost over, is putting these two case halves back together.
I like pudding.
Tasty stuff. How about custard?
That's good too.
So we're ready to reassemble this now. Adam put a nice bead of quick dry gasket maker on there for us. You think we'll get it first try?
Yeah.
Clean the frost off of here real quick.
And?
Perfect. Yep. Whoa.
That seemed too easy.
Can you believe it?
Very nice. Very nice.
The universe is shining on us.
Oh, I appreciate it, bud.
So now all we need to do is put the bolts back in, plus 2 more. Should be able to find them around here. Flip it over, put the right side together, reassemble it in the motorcycle. If anything interesting happens between now and then, we'll let you know. Hopefully we'll see you right over there.
All right.
Well, we're right back where we started. 11 hours ago.
Yeah. Good a day.
I don't know if I've ever completely torn a motorcycle down to the bare cases and put it back together in one day.
I definitely haven't.
It was a group effort though. Adam's a fair hand at mechanics, and he went up to town to get the gasket sealer and the dry ice. It all comes down to this though.
Fingers crossed. Plugs out.
Plugs out.
Oh, not quite.
Wish they had electric start. There we go.
Much better. Thanks for bringing the idle up. Well, adjust the idle up a little bit. He had this backed up all the way, just trying to settle it down earlier. Actually, I don't think I'm even going to mess with the mixture screw right now.
I don't think so.
Oh, still got some daylight.
Oh, for a rip? Alright.
Kick it down. I think he's happy.
Oh, that sounded better. What do you think?
We got it.
It's a nice feeling. I've never done that for anyone before. I've seen you that happy.
Oh yeah, much better.
All right, your turn.
Whoop.
Let me try it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Good day.
Oh yeah.
One more thing. Need to meet you in the office for a minute.
All right.
Got a present for you.
All right, I appreciate it.
So we're brothers in Greece now.
Yeah. Went through battle together.
Yep.
I was about to ask. Oh, first one. Everyone's gonna be jealous.
Thanks for hosting us today.
Oh no, thank you, man. Thanks again. I really do appreciate everything. I wouldn't have done it without you. It'd have been sitting like that for another year.
It was a great time.
It was.
Thanks for watching.